Well, welcome back to another episode of With Meg. I had absolutely no intention on there being so much time in between these episodes, but life has just been a little bit crazy. And one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast this year is to talk about how crazy life gets from time to time, because I feel like things like this get lost on social media a little bit with everyone sharing different stories and marketing and advertising for brands and things like that. So I often feel a little bit like apprehensive about sharing longer form story updates and stuff like that for my story, because I feel like people are just going to skip through it. So at least I know that if you are watching this, then you care about a little bit of a life update about things that have been happening lately. And I can yap on a little bit without feeling like someone's going to just click past me. So hi, as I said, life has been fucking wild. It's been busy, it's been crazy, and one thing after another, but it's been fun. Having so many things on all the time makes it really, really, really hard to slow down. And the fact that it's almost halfway through April is like so scary to me. And I think I mentioned on one of the recent episodes that one of the things that I want to do this year is slow down and appreciate things that are happening and not overload my calendar. But it's so hard to do, especially with the business. Like it's really, really hard to do. I find it really hard to create a bit of balance. And I think I've spoken to this, or at least alluded to this in the past, but when I'm so obsessed and so ingrained in my job and my work and my business, it's really hard to kind of differentiate that time and, my calendar and things like that. So we're trying, but it's all fun things. It's all really, really fun things. Nothing terrible has happened this month. I feel like February just completely took it for the team for the whole year. But I've got a little bit of a list here because I wanted to make sure I covered everything. So what has been happening lately? So our 8-week challenge ended 2 weekends ago from the gym, which was incredible. It's always so heartwarming to see everyone just rip in over 8 weeks and give it an absolute red hot crack. When you work on something for 8 weeks, like it's so time consuming and it can be so tedious counting calories, and it can be so overwhelming, and it can be all of the things. It can be boring, it can be stressful, it can be all of these really, negative things. So we try our hardest to put quite a positive spin on everything and make sure it's, for lifestyle, and that we're doing things that we enjoy, and we are eating foods that we're enjoying to eat, that we enjoy eating, so that, we're more adherent and we're more likely to enjoy it and get results that we want to get and whatnot. So it's always a massive process. This is the 4th one that I've done through the gym, and I was obviously part of 1 million at Hit Station. So I'm well versed in what happens during an 8-week challenge, but being, the sole responsibility for it, I think that's the word I'm looking for, is a lot different than having other people to kind of share the load with. So it's always, very time consuming, very mentally consuming as well. You take on everyone's problems. People are going through separations, their children are unwell, their children are getting in trouble at school. They've got, little kids, they're trying to have kids, like all of these things that you take on from somebody during this period. You get to know them really, really well. So it can be very mentally taxing as well. So but anyway, the reason why that's kind of is over and has freed up so much time for me is because I don't have that touch base during the week anymore. And then also Saturdays are free. So I've worked every Saturday for 10 weeks during the challenge, leading into the challenge. So that was nice to not have to go into work on Saturday morning. And it was actually really because I actually really wanted to train. I was very, very tired from my Thursday, Friday, which we'll go into in a second, but I was very exhausted, and I knew that training wasn't probably going to be the best thing for my body. Yes, it probably would have been good for my mind, but the walk that I went on instead was as equally good for the mind. But the class that Alicia wrote looked so sick, and I was so excited to train in it because Saturdays are my favorite. Saturdays are my absolute favorite to coach, but they're also my favorite to train in because they're just so much fun. So anyway, I was really like, oh my God, I should train. Oh, don't train, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, didn't end up training, went for a big walk instead. And then I was meant to take my nephew to AFL, but he decided he didn't want to go to AFL anymore. So we went to the park instead. And moral of this story is that I have more free time now and had a little bit of a wholesome moment on my Saturday morning, which was fun. So at the same time as the challenge ending, we've also onboarded 2 new team members in the last month or so. So they have absolutely hit the ground running, and it's been so I don't know what the word is. Like, I think exciting. I think exciting is the word. It's been so exciting to bring them on board because I feel like we just have every base covered. You know, it's not me trying to pour from a half full cup to do marketing, to do social media, to do client relationship stuff, to do staff stuff, like all of the things, as well as coach classes, write classes, all that kind of thing. So I feel like now that I've just got more people around me that can lighten the load, obviously I'm feeling amazing, you know? So they've hit the ground running. They've been absolutely amazing. I love them. I love our team so much. I feel like our team is in a really, really good place at the moment, and we're all like on the same journey forward, which is very exciting and a very good place for the business to be in. But that does mean that I have stepped back a little bit from things. And I feel like when I say step back, I personally feel this way. So I'm sure like there's other people that feel this way. But when I say step back, I feel like I am like leaving the business. But I'm literally going from, you know, running 24 hours worth of classes a week and doing the cleaning and setup of the class and whatnot to 15 hours. Like, it's maybe 2 class blocks that I've changed, which feels like a lot. It is a lot, but that means that I now have, you know, 15, 12 hours extra to be putting into working on the business. It also means that when I am working on the business, I'm not exhausted and so fatigued from running 24 hours, whatever of classes a week, plus all the extras. It means that I'm so much more fresh and I have so much capacity to think of things and to be more like, sure about things. I feel like when I had my finger in every single pie, every single hour of every single day, I wasn't able to give things like a full thought. It was like, oh yeah, just do that because that's easier, or that's quicker, or that's like whatever. And it's very like on the fly, and you don't really get your chance to sink your teeth into everything as much. Whereas now, for example, Claire is doing all of our social media stuff, and it just like when I have an opportunity to go through her plan so that I can, you know, review and feedback and approve and stuff, I can think about it with like such a more like clearer mind and such a more structured and like what's the word I'm looking for, like overarching, like holistic, whatever, perspective, because I'm not just trying to do it and post at the same time, if any of that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like I've just got more capacity to properly think about things and properly execute things. So but it is so exciting because I've had all of that, you know, it's been a week, right? And last week was fucking so busy, and I'll touch on that in a second. But even just knowing that I have that, you know, physical pressure of needing to be running all of these classes alleviated from me, I have thought of so many ideas. Like, I've never ever had so many ideas free flowing in my brain before, and they are really like, you know, make sense for the gym to be thinking of these things kind of thing. But there is also some very, very wild ideas out there, like to, you know, I don't want to give too much away, but like, do we open a second lift location, but is it in the same area and is it focusing on different things? Or do we open like a yoga / mat Pilates studio? Do we bring reform? Like, do I open a cocktail bar that I have this wild idea for? Like, I just have these really audacious things that I'm dreaming of, but I feel like I can actually bring so many of them to life because I've now got the capacity mentally to be thinking of them and to be coming up with ideas and all of this kind of thing. So I feel like it's all just happened at really perfect time. Like I was able to get an expanded team, expand my team. I was able to step back from face-to-face work a little bit, then able to work on the business more and ideas more and the brand more and my brand more. And then at the same time as that's happening, I've now been involved in 2 like really amazing events last week as well, which is like, I've not been to a business event in so long, and now I've done 2 in 1 week. And I just feel so like, just, I don't know what the word is, like empowered. I just feel like everything has happened at the perfect time, and it's just been a stepping stone to get to where I am right now, which is like so in control and so determined to fucking nail the next couple of months of business and myself and all of these things. So last week, what did I get up to last week? I on Thursday, I did a massive 3-hour sit down meeting with Bree to go through absolutely everything for our Bali retreat, which is coming up, which also we have worked so hard on getting these seats filled and the itinerary and all the inclusions and all of these things. And it's again, finally just all coming to life in front of me, and it's very exciting. But we sat down for 3 hours last week and just nutted out every single detail that we possibly could. And as a result, came away with a 2-page to-do list each with that. But, it'll be worth it. But yeah, so much to do with that now. But, so exciting. So Bali. And then I went to an event at the Emporium for the CEO Sleep Out charity, and they had Jason Daniel from LSKD as the guest speaker. And I really, really, really resonate with LSKD and their brand and their values, and how they treat their people, not only their external community but their internal community as well. And obviously on a different level and different goals and things like that, but that's they're a community-based business. Lift HQ is a community-based business. I can resonate with so many things that he's saying. It filters from the top down. It's so important for me right now to nurture my team as much as I can and to get everybody on the same page as much as I can, so that we are working, together. We're so cohesive in the way that we move forward. Once that's all cohesive and everything is the dust is settled with new team members and new shifts that they're doing and things like that, then we can really just drill down and really nurture our community and expand on that community. But, it all stems from the top down. So that was one of Jason's biggest things, is that they have to treat their people the way that they treat them. They want to, and they have to, so that it expands into their community, which then drives revenue and things like that. So that event was so cool. I loved it, and we got to have a chat with him afterwards, and he said that he knew of the gym. I don't think he did. I think he was getting us confused, but I explained that we have an affiliate with them, and that they've come out heaps, and we've used the rooftop and stuff. So he was very, very cool. He was very excited when I spoke to him about our member numbers and our member growth, and was very praising of that, which was nice, which was cool. And he was just really, really nice and really fun, and I feel that's all I've been saying is it's been fun. But we also heard at that event from a guy called, I think his name is Mick, and he spoke about how he used to be in a really loving family. That family fell apart. He turned to drugs, he turned to alcohol, he turned into one of the biggest bikie gangs in Australia and worldwide, and then was in and out of rehab, in and out of jail, in and out of trouble basically, and was homeless for ages, and actually tried to take his own life, and has completely reformed over the last 12 years, I think. And so he was the driver behind the CEO Sleep Out part of it. So that was really amazing to hear from someone that had been through so much and is now in the position that he's in. And also just the stats that they gave during that event of the local homelessness in this area. It was so confronting. It was really, really, really sad to hear. That it's out there, and that it's a problem. I see it in our own backyard all the time, but you just never know the severity of it until you see and hear numbers. And it was, I would be doing a disservice to try and remember the numbers off the top of my head, but it was something like 50,000 or 5,000. I'm not sure. Both numbers are astronomical, obviously, but something like that. Number of women are needing to be homed. They're either homeless at the moment or bordering on homelessness because of things like DV and, problems at homes. But it was very confronting and very overwhelming to hear and see those numbers. So that was a Thursday event. And then on Friday, it was my very first panel event. Now, I have got content for days on this, so I'm sorry to anyone that follows me on Instagram, but you're going to see it forever. But that was a literal dream come true. I have had a picture of a panel event on my vision board since 2023, then last year, and then this year as well. And it has finally come to life. And it's because I just got out of my own goddamn way this year, put myself out there, got in front of people that have an influence in this space and that wanted to hear from me and wanted to include me in this event, and the rest is history kind of thing. So I'm so proud. I feel so, determined that this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do with my knowledge and with my experience. And, to be in a room full of so many amazing business owners and for them to ask me questions on how I've run the business, how I've got to where I am, I was like, this is amazing. Like, who am I to be giving you guys advice? Like, you guys are as equally amazing, but it was just a reminder that like I am in this position and I should make the most of it. So, and I'm the one that's gotten me here in terms of like the work and stuff like that that's gone on. So, that, like, one of the best things from that day, from that event, was having people from the audience ask me questions. Like, that was just so amazing because I'm like, I'm just Meg. But but Cass was our amazing MC, and she asked during the panel if there was ever a time where you felt like you made it. And for me, it was Friday. Like, I felt like I belonged there. I finally felt like I, was where I deserved to be. And that imposter syndrome was so nil. There was absolutely no imposter syndrome. There was nothing, no negative thoughts at all. I was a little bit nervous when I got there, but leading into it, I was just so like, yep, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I am doing, that kind of thing. So I felt amazing up for it, and I felt amazing during it, and then afterwards I was just like on cloud nine. So it was incredible. It was something that I will never ever forget. I'm so grateful, so honored for the privilege to be part of the panel and to be part of that event. I'm so grateful for the friendships that I made from it. I'm so grateful for the relationships that I've made, and I know that they're going to be able to, we're going to be able to work together and collaborate together in the future on some really, really amazing initiatives and ideas as well. So that was really cool. To have Aaron there was so special. He was the only guy there, only husband that was there, and he just snuck in and snuck back out after a little bit, but that was fun. My sister was there, and it was just awesome. I loved every second of it. I also got so much from our other panelists that we had as well. They're in very different stages of their business. Lila is so ingrained in her business and businesses that she's had in the past, and I learn a lot from her about when to move on from business and how to keep that balance and set those boundaries, and spoke to her a little bit afterwards about her mum who had passed, and what she's learned from that and things. So that was incredible. And then Lynn's was amazing as well. So she works for other businesses in the Moreton Bay area and Redcliffe area, and like is a literal fucking badass boss babe. Like, she's got her finger in all of the pies, and it's obviously a different ball game when you work for someone else but are still a leader. So there was so many valuable things that she said as well. So Friday was amazing. I loved it, and I literally cannot wait to do another one. As it was wrapping up, I could tell that Cass was wrapping it up, and I was like, fuck, I really don't want it to end. Like, what else can I say here? I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, if you can't tell, I fucking loved it. Anyway, it's my birthday on Wednesday. I'm so excited. I really enjoy my birthday. I think also because I just like, I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot, but like I give. And then I feel like my birthday is like a forced time to receive. I don't usually receive very well. I'm a gift giver. For example, I'm a gift giver. I will like buy my sister random things. I'll buy my niece and nephew random things like all the time. I just love showering people in gifts and, showing my love that way. But when it's reciprocated and returned on the birthday, I do not complain about it at all. But anyway, that's Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I am going to train in one of the classes in the morning and then probably go for a walk, just like a normal day. But anyway, that's exciting. But then on Saturday is HIT Games. So I am petrified. Like, I am genuinely nervous about HIT Games. I feel very underprepared. I feel very unfit for the things that I need to do. Mainly the first workout, which is like distance on the bike, distance on the rower into 20 synchro burpees with all four of you. Repeat that, and then you go for a 300-meter run. The second set of burpees, I literally want to jump off a bridge. Like, I've never felt an exhaustion like it when I do that second set of burpees. I've literally vomited for the first time in my life after training the other day when I did that workout. It's not enjoyable at all. I don't enjoy it. I will not enjoy it. I will enjoy it being over. So anyway, that's on Saturday. So my biggest thing is that I just want to get through workout one and I don't want to be last. So we'll see how we go with that one. But I'm very excited to see everybody else compete. My sister's competing, which is cool, and so out of her comfort zone as well. And she's like relatively new to the gym in comparison to a lot of other people out there, but she's gotten so strong and so fit over the last like 12 months or so. So I'm super happy and super excited that she gets to do it as well, because that's going to be really, really cool to see her push out of her comfort zone with that. But that's on Saturday, and then Aaron and I actually head straight down the coast. I am taking part in the Indie Active morning retreat on this Sunday morning, so we're staying down the Gold Coast, and then one of the most important days of the calendar this year is on Sunday, and that is Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. And that is, I feel like a mum being told to choose their favorite child. If you are my mum, she always says, I love all of my children the same. But I do. I love Volk and I love Diego Lopez equally the same. So therefore it makes it really hard when I need to figure out who I want to win. I hope Volk wins because he's amazing. He's like my favorite fighter ever. But I also really like Diego Lopez, and I'll be sad if he loses. But I feel like he's got more time to make up for it if he does lose. So hopefully Volk wins, gets the belt back, and then continues on. So anyway, that's on Sunday. So we're going to go to this really cool beer garden looking place in Surfers Paradise on Cavalab, I think it is, to watch that on Sunday. So that's going to be sick, and then get to have the day down there on Monday. So we're not sure what we're going to do yet. We had this grand idea to go to a theme park or two on Monday. Then we forgot about this little thing called school holidays, so probably won't be doing that. But very exciting times. I am tired at the moment. Today was just a bit of a day. I had to, there was just, a few things today that just have drained me a little bit mentally, but otherwise I feel really good. I feel really in control of everything. I feel really content about everything. I feel really driven about everything. I know, I can see the goals. I can see what I need to do to get there and how I need to get there, how I will get there. Really, really clearly. And it's just a matter of like just taking my time, as not rushing through it, and just doing my best with it. So I just feel like I'm in a huge period of change, stepping away from classes as much as I have so that I can work on the business instead of in the business is very exciting. It's also very overwhelming for me, and a little bit of like I get a little bit anxious thinking about it, because I have spent so much time there running the classes that if I'm not running them, it does change the vibe of the gym, which is fine. It's not a bad thing, but it's just different, and I just don't want that to be a negative impact. But because I'm not running as many classes, I can train in as many classes, and my presence will be felt when I'm training in the classes, which I feel like is just as important. So it's just change. I love change. I'm very resilient. It's going to all be great, and it is already great. But it's just like that piece that you need to navigate through. So but otherwise, thanks so much for tuning in. My plan with this is that I'm going to do a solo, a guest, and I have 2 guest recordings this week with some very, very, very amazing women in my life, and 2 women who I absolutely would not be sitting on this couch without. So I'm very excited to introduce you to them and get to have a little chat with them. One of them asked for some questions to prepare for, and I said no, it's just going to be general conversation. If we touch on anything business, that will be fantastic, but if we don't, we'll just see what happens. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.